Good day, and welcome to Trusting God at All Times, a daily devotion of Peakland United Methodist Church in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm John Vest, and I'm one of the ministers here at the church. Yesterday, I spoke a bit about why I believe God made us with the ability to remember, and I said it was to sort things out, to hold on to what is life-giving and let go of that which is not. So, I ask you today, what do you want to be remembered for? In the comic strip Pickles, Earl, one of the main characters who has been married to Opal for more than 50 years and does seem to be a bit of a crotchety old man, asks his friend Clyde, "Do you ever wonder how you'll be remembered when you're gone?" And Clyde responds, "I suppose I'd like to be remembered as someone who left the world a little better place than when I got here." "That's good," Earl affirms. And Clyde asks him, "How about you?" Putting to words the joy of living, but at the same time holding on to his crotchety ways, Earl says, "I'd like to be remembered as that stubborn old man who just wouldn't die." As Larry the Cable Guy might say, "Now that's funny, I don't care who you are." So, what do you want to be remembered for? That question became very real for me about 30 years ago. We were living in Roanoke and had just had our first child. Church careers being what they are, I was starting to expand my ministry and become more involved in larger church work, working with other United Methodist churches in that area. I'd been tagged, along with some other people, to travel throughout the state and lead overnight planning retreats and various outreach ministries. I'm a planner. That comes naturally to me, and my ministry expanded into helping other churches look to the future and plan their own ministries. One day, as I was preparing for yet another trip out of town, my wife, she handed me a letter and said, "Read this during your trip and know that I love you very much." It was indeed a love letter, the kind of letter you never throw away but keep in a special private place. I can't recall all that it said from memory, but 30 years later, I do recall this. "You can work yourself to death, and if that happens, a new pastor will be assigned to your church within a week, but your son and I will not replace you." Careers, they come and go. Even noble work like service and healing, work that makes a difference in the world, all eventually come to an end. At that end, we may have a certificate, some type of plaque, or maybe even a pension. But I don't want to be remembered for having a pension. I don't want to be remembered as a good worker. I don't want to be remembered for any achievement. I want to be remembered as a good man. I'm not there yet, but that is my goal. Speaking to Christian believers and not to any particular ethnicity or nationalism, it's written in 1 Peter, "You are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's own people, that you may declare the wonderful deeds of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once you were no people, but now you are God's people." Friend, that is something worthy of holding on to. That is worth remembering. So let it be. Amen.